What up, family? What up? What up? What up? Y'all already know what it is. Upward and forward, continuous growth. We going and we growing. I got a very, very, very important message today. First of all, before I even speak on that, I like to say that this video is not to tear anybody down, to bash anybody, to try to expose anybody, anything of that nature. But it's definitely to expose the truth. If anything, it's to expose the truth. It's to help me, and it's to help my brothers out here. And when I say my brothers, I mean my brothers. I don't care if our blood similar or not similar, or if our color is the same or not the same. I mean my brothers mean we all born from we all come from the dirt. So that means every male, every man out here, I'm talking to y'all, particularly the men that's dealing with whatever situations they dealing with that are similar to my situation. I know how rough it can get. And when you still got to get up every day, you still got to go to work. Y'all see me, I'm in my shirt. And I get up and I work my butt off, for myself, my family, my children. But particularly in this situation, I'm just hoping and praying to save some lives, with what I'm about to talk about. So I'm gonna just jump right in. Around this time last year, more so like in between the April May month period, I got some extremely devastating news. Extremely devastating news to me. It really jacked me up. It jacked me up for at least like 2 weeks. Had me numb. Didn't know what to say, how to think, how to react. I just basically, it was a bunch of prayer. Definitely stayed in the gym, because I will say that's like a huge part of helping me maintain some mental clarity. The way I eat, the way I take care of my body, try to mentally, spiritually feed myself and physically feed myself as high a quality of intake. I'll say intake, because not necessarily food, because mental and spiritual intake, all of my intake, I try to, as high quality as I possibly can. I try to feed myself the highest quality intake, mentally, spiritually, physically, as I possibly can. So I found out, I got some news, and it definitely affects me. It affects my family, and people that's close to me, especially if you really care about me, it affects them as well. But more so, it affects me. And when I got the information, of course, in the beginning, I didn't know what to think or how to think. But just going through this time, like now it's been just over a year, I feel like this is part of my purpose in life. Having to deal with what I dealt with to prayerfully save some lives, I do know that me, in the situation I'm in, especially with all of it compiled, if y'all knew the entire story, which y'all will probably know the entire story one day. And it may be one day soon. But it's never going to be in a way to tear anybody down. But I'm knowing now that I've been given a task to help save some lives. Free some other people mental up. Free some weights on some other people's hearts. Free some weight up on some other people's spirit. I do realize and recognize that in the situation I'm dealing with, that I am a lot stronger than some other people. I'm not saying I'm the strongest by any stretch, because stuff get rough and got rough. And as men, we always talk, you got to be strong and hold yourself up and hold the world up, and you can't let people see your weakness. And I get it, but we still human. At the end of the day, we still human. And I'm not here to show weakness, or I'm not looking for somebody to come and try to, no, I'm not looking for that. That's not what I'm looking for. Because I do know at the end of the day, everything that I ever get that's worth having, everything that I've ever received, whether it be financial, spiritual, mental, whatever, physical, it always takes some work. And I mean some work, some tough work, in order to get to the next level and receive things that you've never received, do things go to places you've never been. You have to start doing things that you've never done. You can't be the same person you are right here, up here. Because once you get up here, and everybody should know this, I don't care what field you're working in, anything like that. Once you get up here, the requirements that it took to be down here don't even exist anymore. They don't matter. Because now that you up here, you got to move that up to the next level if you want to stay up here. Now, if you don't mind being here and coming back down here, you can continue doing what it took to be here. But in order to get up here and to stay up here, and then to move up higher and higher, you have to keep moving further and further and further and further along. You can't allow anyone to distract you, anything to distract you. It's so much. We live in a world full of distractions. I mean, constant distractions. With the technology we have, it's constant distractions. So you got to be strong enough mentally, spiritually, physically, to move on to the next level. And then when you get to the next level, you got to be strong enough to continue growing from now, if you want growth. And me personally, I look at life like this. If I'm going to be alive, I might as well be growing. I don't want to be here another 20 years and still be where I am today. Because 20 years ago, I wasn't where I am now. So I don't want to stay. There'll never be a time in my life where I'm like, being here is fine. I just want to be right here. I always want to go up higher. I always want better. I always want more. And it's not even, for me, it's not even a comparison thing to compare me to other people, or it's not even I want this because it costs this, or like, I don't like that. I really, really, really don't care about at all. For me, life is about growth. Life is about growth. Like, when I think about the whole setup of life, it's about growth, getting better, being better. The more we come, the more we become, the greater we become, the more we can assist, the more we can help other people around us become more, become better, become greater. The more great people you have around you, the greater your surroundings. And if everybody can be moving in the same direction, life will be greater. It's a lot going on already in the world. That's how I look at it, and this is the way I raise my children. It's enough going on. It's enough going on in the world to distract us, to cause stagnant behavior or mentality. It's enough going on in the world already to cause all of that. And it's already enough people that don't want to do nothing, that's not doing anything. So I don't want to add to that by me joining the club of not doing anything, not want to be better, not want to be greater. And I definitely don't want to raise my children with the mentality to not want to be more, to not want to be greater. I want them to always be pushing forward. I want their their children to continuously pushing forward. And I want their children to continuously be pushing forward. And I want their children to be continuously pushing forward. Constant growth. I do know, me as a man now, my dad, and I look at my dad and my grandfather, I think my dad was a better dad and a better man than his father. I think I'm a better man and a better dad than my father. And I know for sure my son will be a better man and a better dad than me. Because that's just how it's going to be. That's just how it's supposed to be. And I feel like if it does not become that, as a dad, as a father, you are not doing your job. And my dad done his job well. The best. I feel like my dad, I know, not even feel, but I know my dad, in the circumstances and situations he was in, he did an amazing job for me. I think my grandfather done an amazing job for my dad. And that's the only reason he was able to do what he did for me. So what they done for each other, simultaneously, they did it for me. So now it's my job to continue this thing moving in a upward trajectory, continuously going up. So back to the situation at hand. The news that I received, it had my mind going and going and going. And just getting down to it, I have 4 children, which I love, with everything in me, every single one of them. I don't love one any more than the other, but I will say I love them all very differently, because they are very different and unique from each other. So I do love them differently. I can say that. I love them differently because I have to love them differently, because what this one requires, that one doesn't. And what this one requires, that one doesn't. So I have to love them differently. But I love my babies. I definitely will have and will make sacrifices for them, for sure, 100%. But the news that I got was regarding one of my children. I was told, on an occasion, you might want to, check some stuff out, regarding your baby. You might want to check some stuff out. Not going to mention any names, say any names. But I checked some stuff out. And I didn't go get it, but I was told, you might want to check some stuff out. And my response was, okay, well, if you feel that way, if you think that, you do this, and then I'll go along with the rest, okay? So they did that. And I was like, okay, I'm going along with the rest. So the rest was basically a test, a DNA test. Did the test, didn't really think much of the test, I'm gonna get it, and I'm not about to think either way. I'm driving one day, heading to work, get a text message notification, email, from the lab regarding the test. I open the test and I'm reading the test. I look at the test and I'm just going down, word for word. I didn't want to skip through nothing. I want to see, I'm reading it word for word. Then I read up to a part and it says such and such, child of Robert Darren. Your responsibility as a parent for this child, and when they saying responsibility, I know what they meaning, by blood tie, is 0.0000000000000%. When I say hit me like a ton of bricks, and I literally didn't know how to feel. I've never been in a situation like that in my life where I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what to think. I ain't know, like, I wasn't mad, I wasn't angry, I wasn't sad, I wasn't frustrated. I just went numb, like literally. And that's the first time that ever happened to me. I really didn't know. I think like in my lifetime, I've been in situations where I've been extremely sad, like losing a parent, like I lost my mom, losing my grandmother. I've been in situations where I've been really, really sad. I've been in situations where I was really hurt in a relationship. I've been in situations where I was extremely frustrated or teed off, but the numb feeling, I've heard about it. That was the first time in my life I've ever experienced that. Me experiencing that, it made me look at life differently, honestly, because in that numbness, almost anything can happen. Literally, almost anything can happen, and it could just go either way. Frustration, and it may hit you hard. Whichever one that come, it can just come full force, and then before you know it, some stuff done happen, and you really been in a mental state where you couldn't even really control it. That's a very serious situation to be in, mentally, spiritually. That's a very, scary situation to be in. With that being said, I've done the research and I'm still getting information when it comes to my brother. So that was what happened to me. And I do want to let y'all know, before I came to post before I came to record this video, at this point, I've already spoken with my baby. I've had the conversation. There was no way I could do this without speaking to my baby first. I will say it took me an entire year. And even after that whole year, I could not figure out what I was going to say, how to say whatever. I couldn't think of anything that was good. That was like, okay, yeah, I think this is going to help in this situation. This is going to soothe him, whatever. I couldn't think of nothing like that. Literally, before I had the conversation, I just got on my knees and I prayed to God. I said, Lord, just give me the words to say. I got all the information in front of me, all the documentation in front of me, and I was just like, just give me the words to say. Because in a year's time, I could not think of a sentence that made sense to try to explain this to my child. I couldn't think of one sentence that made me feel good, even having to do it. And I was told by so many people, you probably shouldn't don't tell nobody, don't tell her. Let me tell y'all something about me, for y'all who don't really know me like that. Number one, I love people. I love people. Number two, I love life. It don't matter what the life is. It could be a butterfly flying, man. I like a bird, a bug. I love life. I think all life is valuable. In a sense, I don't even put value on whose life is more valuable than the other, because I think all life is on the same level. If it's living and it's breathing, we can't give life. Only the Creator can give life. So I think every single life is valuable. Valuing life make these type of situations very tough to make, to form words to try to fix it. Because at the end of the day, there's always, in our head as humans, there's always the risk of somebody's life could possibly end because sadness, frustration, anger, bitterness, it could always cost a life. So my prayer was, Lord, give me the words to say so that this is smooth, so that my child isn't damaged, and more so, we can move through life from this point on. Like, that was my prayer, and that I want to be able to communicate this so it can be understood very clearly and we can move through life. But back to where me helping is coming into play. Now that my stuff has been revealed, the numbers don't lie. Over a half a million men every year commit suicide. Men commit suicide. A high number in that men committing suicide has to do with the situation that I'm in right now. A lot of them, when it comes to men that really love their kids, and you're dealing with somebody that's trying to manipulate you through the children, and specifically speaking to the good fathers, like the men that are really trying to do, or the men that are really doing something. You know what I'm saying? They are really actually doing something. Not trying to put a front on like they doing something. They are actually doing something. Over a half a million. I can't stress that number enough. Over a half a million men take their life on a yearly basis. This not including people that's just getting murdered, or people that's dying from sicknesses and whatever else, accident. I'm talking about dealing with things mentally, spiritually, that cause them to break down to the point where I'm better off not being here. That's a rough spot to be in. That's a very, very rough spot to be in. And I can say my situation has been tough, but I know for sure God got me. I know for sure. I know God got me. The way I've had to deal with what I've had to deal with, for the length I've had to deal with, the length of time I've had to deal with it, and me speaking with certain, particular people about my situations, and hearing all the time. I hear this so much, especially once I start talking about everything, bruh, I don't see how you doing it. Like, I don't see how you getting up every day making a post, motivating people through that, bro. I don't even know. I don't know, bro. I would have took people out. I hear so much. I would have did this. I would have did that. Or I hear a lot. I don't know what I would have done, but I know it wouldn't have been what you doing. Somebody would have had to pay. Somebody would have been paying. And the way I look at that is, God has given me the strength. He's given me the circumstances and the situation to be able to come out on top with all that is being thrown at me for a reason. We as men, we as fathers, strong fathers, we have to develop in the community of men, of brotherhood, some unity. And then we have to develop the conversational skills where we can speak on this type of stuff, and it don't have to always be boo-hoo-hoo, whining about it, or I'm mad at such and such, and we gonna tear this person down, or we gonna tear women down. Or I'm never trying to move in that lane at all, ever. I'm never trying to move in that lane, because like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to tear nobody down. I'm one of those people that genuinely want everybody to make it. I do. I know everybody don't want to make it. Or I know everybody's not willing to do what it takes to make it, but that's not going to stop me from wanting it for you. I can want it for you all day, but if you don't want it for yourself, that's on you. But I'm one of those people that want everybody to make it. And I want to definitely open the door to the community of brothers holding brothers up, man. Brothers keeping brothers mentally stable. Brothers keeping brothers spiritually stable. Brothers keeping brothers accountable for your actions, whatever actions that you display. that may even put you in situations to have to deal with situations like this, you know? Let's talk about it. I'm not for all the secretive stuff like keep these family secrets and we got all this damage and trauma and turmoil going on, and now 20 years, 30 years down the line, stuff start bleeding out, and then like everybody, you got trust issues. Now you, like with that, it develops trust issues. When somebody grows up their entire life believing something and then finds out that it's not true, I don't care what nobody say. That has developed trust issues. From that point moving on, there will be, and it may not be strong and upfront, but there will be hints of delay in movement or stagnant movement depending on what's going on, because the trust can't be 100%. It can't be 100% after I go my entire life and I don't know something, or you make me go years and years and years and I don't know something, and now you just drop this bomb on me for whatever reason you didn't tell me, or whatever reason I didn't find out, but now I know, and it causes some trauma, you know? And for me as a man in my particular situation, I'm talking to my brothers, man. At the end of the day, we can still make it. We can still survive. We can still thrive. Even after you've been hurt, you can still be a man. You can still be an alpha man. Like, you can still be a leader. Being hurt, being damaged, being towed down, being broken, it allows you to become two things. One of two things. You can become a broken, torn down, damaged, traumatized, weak man. Sorry I lost y'all because of the heat. Phone got a little too hot. But secondly, you can allow it to help develop you as a strong, mentally stable, spiritually stable, physically stable, God-fearing leader. You can allow it to develop you as that. And I'm going for the second one, that second choice every time. The strong leader. I don't want people to want to try and empathize. Well, let me say, pity me. I'm not looking for pity. I'm too good for pity. And yeah, I can say I'm too good for pity. Like, I'm too good for pity. I ain't about to pity myself, and I don't want nobody to pity me. I'm too good for that. But I'm willing and open to somebody that understands my situation, and that, you know, because they understand my situation, they're willing to put themselves in my shoes and understand, you know, what I have to say, or accept what I have to say when I speak on it, or when I speak my mind, or how I feel emotionally with dealing with a situation. And that's my help. That's my help to my brothers, and this should be a very regular thing. Did all of those secrets, man, because they don't do nothing. You trying to hold up the world, hold up the weight of every situation that happened in your life. All they do is stress you out. And I don't like stress. And I don't normally stress, hardly. Like, really now, I don't at all. When I was younger, you know, as a kid, anything could stress you out, really. You could be at school and not get picked, and you go home and you wonder why you're not getting picked. Or, like, it's just all kind of stuff. But I don't stress about anything. I definitely avoid negativity. And I think I do pretty good at avoiding negativity. Because I love everybody, but I don't accept stupidity. Ignorance is one thing, but I don't accept stupidity. I don't accept blatant stupidity, even more so. Like, it's even worse. The blatant stupidity. Treat people like you want to be treated. Treat people like you want to be treated. And I just want to hear from y'all, because it's probably, I know for sure somebody has some information out here that can help me in my situation. And I'm going to do all I can to help you guys in your situation. Man, I love y'all. I love y'all. And I can say this, and this don't make me feel no type of way odd or weird or nothing. I love y'all, brothers. I love y'all. I mean, real deal. I love you. Every single one of you. I love you, man. Keep your heads up. Keep your heads on straight. Keep your mental together. Keep your physical together. We moving upward and forward. Continuously moving. Continuously letting God lead. And upward and forward, man. We going and we growing. We going and we growing through all things. I love y'all. Keep going first. And I look forward to having more conversations, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.